Hello everybody, and welcome to Happy Healthy with Jess. This is a journaling practice for stress reduction, and I've given us a theme today of self-reflection and strength. Now, if you are brand new to journaling, the first thing to know is that there's no right or wrong. Whatever comes up for your journaling today is perfect. This is about you and whatever you need to just tumble out onto that page. It might be beautiful pictures, it might be single words, sentences, absolute nonsense. It does not matter. I always like to say to people when we're doing journaling sessions that nobody else ever has to read this, including yourself. I actually never go back and read my own journaling, and that's kind of a bit of a relief. It's a nice thing when you're writing just to know that it's there, it's gone. You can go back to it if you want, some people do, but this is totally individual to you. So, as you might have guessed, you'll need something to write on. So maybe get yourself a bit of paper, a journal, whatever you want. Again, it doesn't need to be a beautiful notebook embossed with gold lettering. It can just be a scrap of paper if you want it to be. So how I like to start our journaling is I like to give you a little bit of time without my voice, without any external thoughts or influence, so that you can just be present with yourself. Now, even though that can sometimes in itself feel a little bit stressful, know that if you are able to just be present with your feelings and your thoughts, this is really going to help influence your journaling when we get there. And this is only going to be for a few minutes. So I encourage you to get as comfortable as you like. Some people like to lie down for this. Some people sit up against the bed, sit on the floor, whatever you want to do. And for a few minutes, maybe about 3, just over, you're just going to sit with yourself. Before we get into that, I have offered you a bit of music in the description if you want to use that in the background. But of course, you're really welcome to use your own music as well. But something that kind of helps you feel nice and relaxed is probably a good shout. After we've done those few minutes of just stillness, chilling out with yourself, we'll have some unprompted journaling where you'll just see what comes out. Some people call that a brain dump, which I think is quite a good description of it. And then I'll offer you some journaling prompts to help us guide our thoughts a little bit as well. So I've chatted for too long. Let's get ourselves comfortable and take a few minutes just with your mind, your body, and with your surroundings. If you feel like you need to move your body a little bit, this is a great opportunity to do so. But I'm going to be quiet now, and I encourage you just to follow your thoughts wherever they go. If you feel overwhelmed at any point, maybe bring your hands to your chest, or bring awareness to your breathing. So you're very welcome to stay here with your thoughts for as long as you like. But any time from now is where you will pick up your journal and just see what comes out onto the page. Just allow whatever comes out to come out. Like I say, there's no right or wrong. And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes for that. But if you would like longer, you're of course welcome to have longer. You can press the pause button at any point. But now we're going into that stream of consciousness, or the brain dump, if you want to be a bit more literal. Again, remove any judgment or shame about what you're writing as well. Quite often we get a bit ashamed of what we're thinking or our thoughts. Try to let go of that. Nobody else ever has to read it. So don't worry about any judgment or shame. So a couple of minutes for your stream of consciousness. So I'll give you another minute, but again, if you want longer, just press the pause button. And in a minute's time, I'm going to offer you your first journaling prompt of this session. Whether you use it is totally up to you. All right, everyone. So your first prompt is a really simple one. This is actually just going to, again, just be a couple of minutes, nothing too long. I simply want you to write down what brings you the most joy and pleasure in life. So you might write it as a list, you might write it in sentences, you might draw it. Some people like to do that. So write down what brings you the most joy and pleasure. Off you go. And remember, there's no right or wrong with this. You might start exploring this. It might bring up thoughts and feelings. You might start to think about how to get more of this stuff into your life. That might be somewhere you go with it. Absolutely do that. Or you might just write your list. So I'm going to give you your second prompt now. Again, if you're not ready for it, no probs. Just press pause or continue as you are. You can come back to it if you want. I want you to think about a fear, challenge, or conflict that you overcame. How did you do it and what did you learn from it? So think about a fear, a challenge, or a conflict that you overcame, that you got through. How did you get through it? What did you learn from it? I'll give you a few minutes for that. I know this one could potentially be a big one. There could be things in there that you maybe are a bit nervous to address. But just remind yourself that journaling is such a safe space to do this. It could just help to work through things, to get past those sort of uncomfortable, awkward feelings. And take as long as you like on this one. I'm going to give you a couple more minutes, but you probably would want more, and that's absolutely fine. All right, everyone. So your final prompt. Under what circumstances do you find yourself feeling powerful and strong? This could be physically, mentally, or both. So under what circumstances do you find yourself feeling powerful and strong? This could be physically, mentally, or both. See where that one takes you. You're very welcome to stay with the last one. Remember, you do you. Don't worry if your thoughts seem to come to a natural end. That is absolutely fine. You can just take a moment to breathe, to close the eyes maybe. You might then find more things come up and you want to continue to write. Well, that might just be it for you. The final thing I would tell you to reflect on in this session, potentially, is to reflect on the first and the last prompt. The things that bring you joy and pleasure, and also the things that have made you feel strong and the circumstances that make you feel powerful. Is there maybe a way of getting more of that in your life? Is there a way of finding more of those moments? Maybe that's the last thing to reflect on if you would like to. But from here, I will close our session, but encourage you to continue if you want to. And I'm sure a lot of you will still have a lot to write down, so feel free to continue. But thank you so much for letting me guide you. I really hope that you enjoyed this, and especially if you are new to journaling, I hope that it's encouraged you to do it a little bit more. Just to let you know, I do have a 7-day journaling for stress and anxiety reduction course. You can find the link in the description below with a little discount for you as well. And it will encourage you to maybe try journaling consecutively across 7 days, but also you have lifetime access to the course, so you can actually do it whenever you want. And it's in pretty much the same style as this class. So if you're interested, it's in the description. Thank you so much for joining me. Please, if you did enjoy this, do consider subscribing, and I hope to see you in another class and session very soon. Thank you.